Hi, this is Madison Harveston. This is my Module 9 reflection for my Intro to Instructional Technology class. So after reviewing the copyright and fair use websites, which areas surprised you as breaking copyright laws or not meeting the fair use criteria? One thing that I thought was super interesting, not meeting copyright standards or fair use laws were like videos, especially like YouTube videos. I guess I just didn't ever think about how as soon as something is published, it is immediately copyrighted by the owner, even if the owner doesn't want that, or so on and so forth. Or even like how certain textbooks um aren't just like out there. I just thought that was super interesting. Another interesting thing that I guess I hadn't really thought about was like clips of a movie being on a site, YouTube or so on and so forth, and not like the whole movie. um I guess I just never even thought about that as far as copyright goes. Um, and fair use laws are very confusing, and um, that's kind of interesting, especially as educators, because you really would rather be safe than sorry. So using things, even if they are technically fair use, could not be down the road, or if someone decides to test you on that. So very interesting. What examples have you experienced where educators have broken copyright laws or fair use policies? Is it really that big of a deal? Um, in my opinion, I just don't think it's that big of a deal when it comes to certain things, like for example, YouTube videos, or um certain, sheets that you might want to show, or presentations that you might want to show. To me, it becomes a bigger deal when you get music involved or movies involved, things that are on a much bigger scale. To me, I think is a bigger deal than things that could be considered for breaking copyright laws or fair use laws. An example, I can't really necessarily think of an example right off the bat, but I can think of when I was in high school, my computer education technology class-ish, media technology class. She always really like put it in our brains to look for free clip art or free stock images rather than just Google searching. I know there's one website called Pexels that we always were strongly encouraged to use. Also the website dafont.com, that was a free font website, and Pexels was a free stock images website for any presentation that we had to make, or Google Slide, or any type of homework that we did. She strongly um, encouraged us to use those websites rather than just a quick Google search, or other websites, because it was safe to use those. And how did you score on the fair use quiz? I scored a 9 out of 21. I did a horrible job. A lot of them were very shocking for me. Let me pull up the quiz. To me, some of them made sense, and then I would, they would be similar to the next question, and it would be the opposite of the answer. So that really just kind of threw me off, I think. Because some of them were so similar that, like the first question, about the Blockbuster video, and the video is shown to reward students. And the word reward can't be used when you're in violation of copyright laws when it's used as reward. So I was not aware of that, so that's interesting. I was also surprised by the videotaping of the Richard Nixon law. I just thought that was interesting because it is public information. It's a current event. It was in the news. So I thought that was interesting because that's something that happened in real life and kids should know about. So I thought that was strange. I was also, I guess I never really had thought about copyrighted material being used in projects and then remaining in a student's profile forever. Looking back on my own schooling, I'm like, oh my goodness, did I do something wrong? Because that is crazy, and you just don't think about that when you're making PowerPoints or a Word document or a brochure or a flyer or whatever, doing those things as you are in school and then also as an educator. You just don't think about those things sometimes. So, didn't think about that. And I think that's all that I had was like really surprised by, other than the fact that some of the questions were just so similar that I thought their answers would be the same and then they were the opposite of each other. So that was interesting. It seems to be a very complex and kind of case by case scenario situation to be in. And that's why we should be extremely cautious when we are creating things for ourselves and other educators and what we are using for ourselves and in our classrooms. Thanks for watching.